Okay. Come back through. See, guys, can everyone see me?
Yep.
So I've got a lacrosse or a hockey ball. I couldn't find a tennis ball. I think the dog's taken off with it. I've got my shorter foam roller, which I prefer because it's hard. And then I've got a long foam roller, which ours is a lot softer. But I use this for particularly my thoracic back and shoulder rotations, which we'll go through in one activity. But to start with, I'm actually going to get you standing up with your tennis ball down on your mat. And we're actually going to start off trying to release the fascia in our feet. Can everyone hear me all right?
Yeah.
Easy. So with the fascia, with the team, it's not there. I'll see if I can drop that down slightly. What you want to do is, my phone's deciding to talk to me. Siri wants to join in. Most of you will probably find this hurts and hurts quite a lot. This is something which all of you should be doing every day. If you get a chance to. So the harder the ball, if you've got a really spongy tennis ball, you're not going to get much benefit out of this at all. Tennis balls are great because they're not quite as, this is really hard on me, but rotate around in circles, little circles through the bottom of your feet, up and down, and you're going to find different points of fascia, which is the lining of particularly the outside of your tendons of your muscle, which can be really sore and holds a lot of nerve endings. So the aim is to hold it on the sore patch and then do small circles around and around, and you want to keep going here until that pressure eases up on your feet. So we're going to spend a good 5 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes on each foot. Does everyone else find this painful?
Yeah.
Yeah. One who does it? You're going to find there's lots of different spaces in your feet that the fascia, particularly in your feet, really holds on to different bits and pieces. Everyone's probably heard of whether your mums have gone to the foot spa and had reflexology on your feet. It comes with similar principle, where the aim is to release different parts of muscles and fascia in your feet. But getting in and finding those spots, we'll start to really relieve, particularly if you're sore while you're running. And a lot of times it's linked to different bits of pain, whether that be through your spine, through your shoulders, or particularly your upper and lower legs, will be because this is tight through walking. So get right on the inside of your foot, roll out if my whole inside's really sore. So roll that out as you go through. When you're ready, swap feet. This is a really weird way of doing it because normally I chat to you in between while we're doing this. I feel like I need music on or something. See if you can find a sore spot and either small back and forths or small circles around that sore spot. Again with my left foot, that whole inside arch of my foot is really painful when I'm doing this. So I'm going to spend a fair bit of time on the inside of the arch. This is something that all of you can do every day by either just keeping a tennis ball by the bed, or a tennis ball in the lounge room, which is why I can't find my tennis balls, because the dog takes off with them. And if you're standing up watching telly, just grab a tennis ball or a hockey ball and just spend a bit of time trying to get into the fascia in the bottom of your feet. It's really good for you. Okay, you can get rid of that if you want to, guys. Now, can everyone see my mat behind me?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the only mat I can find is pink, so I'm on a pink mat at the moment. I prefer to do my calves with the harder roller, but it's up to you guys which of your rollers, if you've got two, you want to use. Just find your place where you feel comfortable. And we're going to start off with the calves. I always start the calves right at the bottom, down near as close to your feet as you can get to. And when you're starting this part, try and get the weight of your bum off the floor, and point your toes, and then bring them back up. Point your toes and bring them back up. I used to be quite sore here. I've rolled this area out a fair bit over the last couple of months, so this doesn't hurt me at all anymore through the back. But you can mix up on the insides and out. And when you're ready, we're just going to start with both calves together. We're going to go right up to not quite under the knee, right back down. And for most of you, you won't get much of pain through this because both legs are together. But I'm trying to get you to work out whether you've got any tender points here at all. Has anyone got any really sore points just from doing two legs together?
Not really.
No? Wicked. Because now we're going to, with our calves, we're going to cross our left foot over our right foot. And we're just going to focus on the right calf. And the aim is to rotate as you go through the inside and the outside of the calves until you find a sore spot. And if you find a sore spot, I just want you to stay on it and roll about an inch either side of where that sore spot is. One thing I forgot to mention, guys, is foam rolling. The most important part of foam rolling is your breathing. And it's a bit hard while I talk to you as we go, but if you find that sore spot and you get to the point where it's really locked in and your aim is to take some deep breaths in and out, in through your nose for a count of 2 to 3, out through your mouth for a count of 4, and just try and really breathe through that sore spot with the aim that you're going to release the knot as you go through. Choice here, depending on how sore it is, to either leave the bum on the ground, or if you're getting to a point where it's not too bad, lift it up so you increase the weight that you're putting on. And don't just do one angle. I want you to rotate in and outside. Get right down low. My lower calves don't get as sore as my upper calves. So find that spot which is sore. Once you've found it, which is here for me, sit on it and roll over it. Okay, once you've done your right leg, we're going to switch to our left leg. It's the same thing. This time it's right leg over left. You're going to start off just finding out internal and external rotations. Where are those sore points? Sometimes you'll find that one leg is certainly sorer than the other. It's still important to always balance out and do both sides. Find that sore spot and roll over it by taking some deep breaths. Is anyone really sore with this?
Not too bad.
Not too bad?
I was kind of sore on the other leg.
Okay, once you've done your calves, guys, we're going to bring the roller up underneath our knees. And to start with, we're just going to let it sit underneath our knees. We're not going to roll here. Instead, we're going to use it as a chance to bring your toes up tall, then point your toes. Toes up tall, and point your toes. Go to one leg, raised off the roller, and then swap legs. All it's doing is putting a little bit of pressure onto the tendons as they move through. And then keep bringing that roller up under, so now we're on our hamstrings. We're going to start just by both legs together, the base of the glutes, so we're not coming right up onto the bum or the glutes, just the base of the glutes, down to the knees. And again, this is just to work out if you've got any sore points. So you can lift one leg up, so lift your left leg up and focus just on your right. And we're doing the hammies. We want to rotate inside and outside until you find that sore point. And then we're going to sit there and rotate back and forth, about an inch either side, taking some deep breaths. For those that are really inflexible through their hammies, you should probably find this is quite painful in certain spots. Make sure once you've eased up that spot, you keep moving until you find another spot. Okay, just keep rolling for a sec, guys. And guys, once you're ready, swap legs to the left leg. So rotate inside and outside, internal and external, until you find that sore spot. Once you think your hammies are done, guys, tell me if you want me to stop. Is everyone happy to move on?
Yeah.
If I'm going too fast or too slow, we're going up onto our glutes. This time we're going to sit on the roller. We're going to roll as far down to where you can feel the top of your pelvis, and you should be able to feel it it's like a ridge the roller wants to run over. And then we're going back up to the base of the hammies. So to start with, we're just going to go up and down on the easy axis, just straight on each side. And for most of you, that probably won't feel too bad. So we're lean onto our right-hand side. Try which foot you put in the air to see if you can really start to isolate some muscles. And when we're rolling for the glutes, I want you to use your leg almost as if you're starting a process of riding a bike, to start to really start to flex that muscle in and out until you can find that sore point. With the glutes, you've got your glute max and your glute minimus. So the aim is to move the two muscles around, find that sore spot. When you've found it in whatever position, hold that position and roll back and forth until you can feel that start to ease off. And then we start that process again. So spend a bit of time here and see if you can find that sore spot. I'll leave it up to you if you want to change sides to the left yet, or if you want to stick on the right. Get right down low on the left and the right as well. Find that sore spot of your glute. When you found it, you'll know about it. Breathe it out. Okay, standing up, just shake it out. And now we're going down onto our quads. Starting off, same deal. Let's see if you've got any sore spots, both legs together. We're going from the top of the quad right down to just above the knees. And for me, it's that little pocket just above the knees that always hurts the most on a quad roll out. Bend those knees up. It completely changes the position of your quads. So we're just staying on that single plane axis to start with. Find if you've got any sore spots on the big part of your quads. Okay, now we're going to up the ante a bit, guys. There's a few of you who may struggle with this. We're going to stay just on our right quad only. So take the left one off. This is where we can ride. I don't want to go right on the side to your piriformis just yet. We'll come back to that. We're just on the quad, but we're going to rotate internal and external. We're staying on that quad. If you want to, again, you can bend that knee up. And for me, that really isolates a large part of my right quad. How's everyone going with this one?
This is so painful. Oh.
They reckon that rolling out can be a pain of about 8 out of 10, guys. You find that spot, you're going to breathe it out. The aim is to reduce that pain as you roll out over the spot. If it's really painful, I'd like you to stay on that right leg a bit longer. Breathe it out, and I think you've found the exercise you can work from at home, Soraya.
Yeah.
So you can interchange, you can give yourself a break by going back to the big rolls. And when you're ready, you find that sore spot again. You get back on it and you breathe it out. Okay, give your right leg a break. We're going to go on to our left leg now. Start off. We're going to start off low, just above the knee. Just small rolls here. Moving up a bit if you need to, until you find a sore spot. Play around with that knee, bend it through. Oh, jeez. Until you find a spot, hold it and breathe out. Big breath. Just keep going, guys. While you're doing this, I'm going to switch to my view. Just for a second, I want you to keep going. Just want to see that where everyone is. Find that sore spot, take deep breaths. If you need a break, go back to rolling the whole quad until you come back to a sore spot again. Okay, not far off the quads. We're going to go to the ITB band. Now, for most of you, this is also going to hurt. So instead of being on our quad, now we're going to rotate up. So for me, I'm looking you at the screen, and we're going to rotate. So we're going to roll from the top of the knee as we rotate back to the top of the hip. So as you come in, I want you to rotate that knee down slightly, and then coming back through the top of the hip. Find then, once you've gone up and down a few times, find that sore spot, and we're going to stay on it and breathe through. To me, this is about 10 times the pain as my quad. This is sore. How's everyone going with that leg? Okay, swap over sides. Couple of big rolls. Hang on, I'm just going to shut, there's a warning. We've got about 10 minutes to go, guys, before they shut us off. Find that sore spot and stay on it for a little bit. Is anyone in heaps of pain here? Or are you all right? Okay, we're going to move. This one I never spend a lot of time on, but just a little bit on our shins. So we're down the roller below the knee. Like a crunch, we're just going to roll up and down on the inside and the outside of our shins. If you get heaps of pain here, it might be worth staying on a point, but it's just a guide to see where you're at. But it's not a bad one, particularly for those that suffer from some shin problems to have a look at. Mine are never too bad here. Okay, one of the most important ones for you guys as swimmers, and particularly for those that also sit down a lot while you're at school or when you're not training, and board paddlers have quite a problem with this one as well, is the adductors or the insides. So for this one, it's if I was going to do it face on, I'd be angling the roller on the ground so that it's pointing to the inside of your legs. In case of then lying on top of the roller and rolling it through, I'm trying to see if I can get so roll, so it faces the inside of your leg.
Oh.
And then we can really roll that inside. So you want to go right inside the groin area, back out to the inside of your knee. And you want to find that sore spot. For most of you, this is probably going to be the worst pain out of all of them that you'll have. Can anyone not feel this one?
I can feel it.
Anyone in excruciating pain here? Lift that top leg off the floor. Try and get a bit of weight into it. Get right in over the groin area. If it's not sore, then move your way back out. You can go for some big rolls up and down until you find that next sore spot. Once you're there, stick on it for a little bit. Once you're ready, you can change sides. Find that sore spot and stick on it. Okay, we're going to go back to gallery view. So guys, you can go back to gallery view if you want. Everyone wants to put their video back on. You can unmute yourselves if you want. My aim then was to go through the upper body as well, and particularly in your shoulders. With the check-in time and what we've done, we've gone for 37 minutes already. We only get 40 on the free app. So if you guys are happy, I'll post another invite for round 2 of this. We'll come back and we'll start off with the tennis ball again, but we'll start on our lower back next time and go through to upper shoulders, and then really get in to this front rib area as well, if you guys are okay with that. Is that all right?
Yeah, that'd be good. Thank you.
I filmed this, so I'll pop this online so that you guys have got it as a resource. If you then want to go and follow through a leg one, I'll name it legs, and I'll do the same thing as a follow-up. You guys are all back at school as of Wednesday, right? Most of you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what about Thursday afternoon after school? How's that for a time slot?
Yeah.
That's good. What time? Like 5 or earlier?
Well, we could go 4 o'clock if that suits. 4:30.
I just
Doesn't
have
worry
work,
me.
but it doesn't matter.
Everyone happy with that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Easy as, guys. I'll sign off here. Make sure you drink plenty of water after that, guys, because breaking that down can release toxins through your body. No different to having a decent massage. Yeah, your body gets full of the toxins that you've just broken down from those knots. So make sure you're drinking water. I'm going to stop. Hang on, I'm going to stop recording.